Well, I think a lot of people would agree that Bedroom Windows is about finding yourself.
I think young people can relate to it because it's a coming of age story.
Nobody wants to grow up, you know, we want to be a kid forever and kind of live that dream, but eventually you have to.
Dealing with love and, desire and all the other things that life encompasses while also having to stay afloat.
Just the way that life is, the way relationships work, the way that it all interacts.
It had so much meaning. I mean, there was so much happening.
What I like about it is that I think a lot of different people get different things from it.
It was believable. I guess that's what I want to say. It was very believable.
And the show, although it has, a deep message, is really fun as well.
The fact that it's a musical as opposed to a straight play makes it so that everybody is a part of it. Anybody that listens to it can be moved by it.
The music in the Bedroom Window is amazing.
It speaks to anybody, so it's anybody can understand it.
It's something that I think you can see over and over because you can identify with the storyline.
I think that the show has gotten to a place where it's ready to enter the world of 3 dimensions.
Just let us know where it's going to be and when it's going to be, and we'll be there.
We'll be there with bells on.
We had this idea 5 years ago when we all graduated high school and were going to our separate colleges that we wanted to write a musical to keep in touch. And about a year ago, we decided to get really serious about it and tell a really great story.
Our love for theater and the arts is what brought us together in the first place, so that passion has enabled us to bring this dream into reality.
I've always loved music and the way that music in a musical as opposed to a straight piece of theater can really help to heighten the emotional component of the story. Music is a storytelling of its own, and I guess that's why we decided to make this a musical theater piece.
The story really evolved and took on a life of its own more than we actually had anticipated. We kind of just wrote it for ourselves, and as we continued to write it, we realized that we had something that we actually wanted to share with other people. Our original idea was to do a modern take on J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan. And what we have now is a loose interpretation based on the themes of that show. So basically about growing up and the experience of finding yourself.
The Bedroom Window is about 3 good friends who find their own individual ways of growing up. The heroine, Gwen, is a young writer fresh out of graduate school whose life has been more or less scripted by her well-to-do family. Everything is on track until she meets Porter, a young painter who has a very different perspective on life and a flair for not growing up. Their lives intertwine, and that's when our story unfolds.
Gwen is also reunited with her brother Johnny and her best friend Michael, and we follow their lives as they struggle to figure out who they are both as a group of friends and as individuals.
We have a pretty complete draft of the show so far, including over 26 original songs. We actually did a reading of our first draft of the show, and we're really wonderfully surprised by how positive reactions were. Everyone was asking, what's the next step? And we're all so encouraging about wanting us to do an actual production.
The next thing we want to do is an actual run of our show so that we can start sharing it with an audience.
It's an original story, has a really unique mood and feel to it that I think is really different and good and should be heard.
Visually, it'll be spectacular. The main lead character in the show, being that he's a painter and a wonderful artist, we envision a set just inundated with beautiful artwork.
We're really excited. We've come to care so much about this piece and what it means to us and what it can mean to other people. I mean, being able to produce this would be the realization of a lifelong dream.